Hello, everyone. Good morning and welcome back. So, this week we're talking all about values. So, personal values, other people's values, if your values are good, lots of things. So, today we're really going to be talking about when we should respect other people's values. And basically talking about civility, right? Because this is a huge thing that's in the news right now, whether we should be civil, what civility is, all of these things. So the most important thing to know first, I guess, is that everyone has different values, and a lot of the times that's fine, right? Um, so, like an example here, someone could have a value that says that financial stability and saving are like the most important things to them. They don't eat out, they spend $30 a week on cheap groceries, but they have like $20,000 in their savings account, right? Um, that value does not align at all with my values. I think that if you have money, you should spend it, you should enjoy your life, all of those things. But obviously, like that value doesn't hurt anyone, right? So it's fine, let it ride, all that. Um, Another example is a woman can believe that like her deepest person in life is to be a mother, right? They want to get married, they want to have lots of kids, they want to stay home and take care of them. Again, that's like a really different value about my purpose and family than what I have, but like it doesn't hurt anyone, right? There's like no need to take issue with it. If it's something you don't understand, like these are situations when we shouldn't attack people, right? We should ask questions and find out more about what makes people believe the things they believe. It's really interesting. But the flip side of that is that sometimes there are values which are worth fighting about, right? So, a value that is important to me, for example, is LGBTQ plus rights. I believe that everyone deserves equal protection under the law, marriage equality. I believe that your sexual preferences, your identity, your gender don't dictate your dignity or how you should be treated as a human being. Um, Period. Like in my heart, I don't even know how that's up for discussion, to be honest. But obviously, there are people who disagree with that. Um, in my personal opinion and how my values have shaped me, I think that those people are like terrible people who are ignorant and hateful, right? So one of the challenges is that it does become really easy to categorize people based on how likely we think they are to be ignorant and hateful like that. But we always want to try to give people the benefit of the doubt. So an example of this is a lot of people who want to deny LGBTQ plus people their rights also have a value that like living their life by the rules of their religion is really important to them. And that's where it starts to get tricky because a lot of people who live their life by the rules of religion, excusing the shade here, like actually follow their religions, which basically say to love and accept everyone no matter what. Like that's what religion is about. People can absolutely be religious and inclusive. We want to make sure that when people say they are religious, we don't automatically just write them off because that's not fair, right? And in life, really, in my opinion, what like humanity boils down to is that we all should be trying to create connections with other people. But when people have decided that their values dictate that other people shouldn't exist, are worth less as a person, then honestly, like, fuck that. um, I no, no, right? No. If you are the kind of person who is able to constructively engage with the people who have shitty values, like you are a freaking saint. Because there is something that is really magical about trying to create that connection and to use it to make the world a better place. There's an amazing story about a black man named Daryl Davis, who you should absolutely look up. His story is fantastic. who basically befriended KKK members and has convinced like 200 KKK members to leave the KKK over the last 30 years just by becoming their friend. And that is magic. It like really is. And I think that's something that we should all be aspiring to do, right? Is like convince people to change their beliefs through compassion and listening and friendship. Like that shit just like blows me away. But it's not your obligation to do that, right? There are a lot of us who aren't in a place where we can do that without sacrificing our own sanity, right? And that's fine. It's important to create the boundaries that you need to stay safe and emotionally okay. You can decide how much you want to engage. You are under no obligation to be civil to people, right? You don't need to read New York Times articles that argue that maybe like white supremacists have a point. You don't need to politely sit by and watch someone eat at a restaurant who is in charge of creating detainment facilities for children. Like, you can absolutely give them hell. I am in full support for that. People have rights, and people who don't agree with that shouldn't feel comfortable. Like, they should have a wake-up call. If people believe that gay people or black people or immigrants aren't people, like they deserve to be challenged on those beliefs from all sides. Even if you aren't in a position to engage with them directly, you could consider, again, like if you feel safe and comfortable doing so, like posting on Facebook or tweeting or Instagramming the message you want to get across. And if people come for you, just like reply saying you believe all people are deserving of love and you won't accept hatred on your page, and then block them. Telling someone that their policies are wrong, either through calls or letters or in person, marching, sitting in, protesting, walkouts, boycotts, like these things don't hurt people. They are civil. It is literally civil disobedience. The people that are offended by those things are offended because they know that deep down what they're doing is wrong, and they hate that everyone else sees it too. I have a post about shame, your guilt versus shame, on the blog that you should read this week. I'll link it below. But basically it talks about how when people feel ashamed about their behaviors, they lash out and defend it, right? If people feel guilt, they try and change it. So these are people who actively feel shame because they know what they're doing is wrong, right? So like don't buy into any of this crap that says that being civil means politely sitting back and taking it. That's not being civil. That's toadying. Like it's crap. Yeah. So get active is what I'm saying. Yeah. So thanks so much for tuning in today. Please like and subscribe. In the next video this week, I'll be talking about how to make sure we're trying our best to buy things ethically. So thank you so much for tuning in today. Please like and subscribe. In the next video this week, I'll be talking about how to make sure we're trying our best to buy things ethically. But please let me know in the comments if there are other things that you'd like to see me talk about. Okay, have a good day. Bye.